The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, I'm Eric Colby for BoatTEST.com. Today we're going to be conducting an inspection and performance evaluation on the new Tahoe 1950. This is a deck boat designed for the versatility of outboard power. So let's see how it all came together.
At 19 feet 5 inches long with an 8-foot 6-inch beam, the 1950 is a follow-up to the Tahoe 2150 that made its debut last year. The 1950 is rated for up to 10 passengers and has a standard equipment list that includes a color-matched bimini top, a ski tow pylon, and 2 coolers. Our test model was powered by a Mercury 150 horsepower ELPT 4-stroke outboard. It turned a 14 1/4 by 18 inertia 3-blade stainless steel propeller. With 35 gallons of fuel and test equipment on board, our test boat weighed an estimated 3,585 pounds. With the motor winding up to 5,800 RPM, we hit a top speed of 49.6 miles per hour. Best cruise came at 3,500 RPM, where the 1950 ran 27.1 miles per hour and burned 4.6 gallons per hour. That's 5.9 miles per gallon, which gives her a range of 214 statute miles, with 10% of the boat's 40-gallon fuel capacity in reserve. One attribute of the 1950's Power Glide bottom is strong acceleration. Our test boat planed in 3.5 seconds and ran to 20 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds and to 30 miles per hour in 8.2 seconds. We recorded 15 degrees of bow rise under hard acceleration. In maneuverability tests, the 1950 was nimble and agile, completing full circles in 2 boat lengths and changing direction quickly. When we crossed the wakes of our photo boat, the V-bottom design with a sharp bow entry cut through the waves with ease. Now let's take a closer look at the 1950, starting with the helm. The captain's seat has a ventilated backrest, cutouts for the driver's leg when he turns around, and a fold-up bolster. It also swivels. The shift and throttle control is comfortably positioned and the tilt wheel comes standard. Analog gauges are in good sight lines, and in the middle are a cell phone holder and a 12-volt plug. Accessory switches are in a panel to starboard. One feature we like is the master power switch on the left side of the panel. It controls all the 12-volt systems, so an accessory that's accidentally left on won't drain the battery if just this one switch is turned off. Taking a close look at the windscreen, notice that there are no visible screws. Tahoe places them on the inside, which makes the installation look much cleaner. Across from the helm, the refreshment center has a sink, 2 cup holders, and a stereo. Below, this storage compartment is big enough for boat bags, and it locks. The in-deck hatch also locks. It raises on a gas strut to open a locker that has dedicated racks for a paddle and the anchor light. The compartment measures 6 feet 3 inches long, 1 foot 9 inches wide, and 1 foot 4 inches deep. The 1950's port bow seat is 4 feet 2 inches long, while the starboard side is shorter at 3 feet 6 inches. There's a reason for this. Tahoe didn't want to compromise the helm's ergonomics or impede passage to the stern. Outboard on each side, the stainless steel rails are comfortably placed. The two-tone upholstery has a luxurious feel, and there are speakers and cup holders. The table leg installs on a side mount receptacle. The table has a recessed center section and 2 cup holders. The seat bottom cushions on each side are hinged, the plastic bases have weep holes, and the compartments drain. In the bow, the cushion secures with a track and bead forward and snap-down straps on each side. The system keeps the bow cushion from flying out when the boat is running at speed or being trailered. Beneath the pad is an insulated 11-gallon draining cooler. The bow swim platform is 6 feet wide and 2 feet 7 inches deep. Pull-up cleats for dock lines are on raised sections, and the mini LED navigation lights are a good choice to reduce the tripping hazard. Freeboard at the bow is 34 inches. Thanks to the Tahoe 1950's open layout, it's easy to make our way aft to the cockpit, where there's an L-shaped lounge that wraps around from the port side to the passageway to the stern. Aft freeboard is 2 feet 2 inches. Lounge to port is designed for versatility. A passenger can sit facing forward or switch and face aft for observing water sports. In the base is a second receptacle for the side mount table leg. Beneath the aft-facing backrest for the port lounge, there's a tray lined with soft foam and a 12-volt power plug. This would be a good place for setting a cell phone to charge. The bottom cushions for the port lounge are hinged and open to provide access to the table. Twin gas struts hold up the cushions, and they stay closed with posts and sockets. Forward, there's a dedicated rack for water sports tow ropes. Beneath the aft bench, there's a 36-quart Igloo cooler, and in a clever design, the hatch for the cooler holds up the seat bottom so passengers can use both hands to grab drinks. The backrest for the bench seat opens on tension hinges that hold it up. Inside the locker, we found the aluminum ski tow pylon and the table leg. The water sports tow pylon threads in place on the aft deck and positions the rope well above the motor. This creates a strong pulling angle. To starboard, just abaft the driver's seat, is dedicated storage for 3 fishing rods. Just aft, a gate closes off the passage to the swim platform, and a hatch in the walkway opens the wastebasket compartment. The twin swim platforms are 2 feet wide and 3 feet deep fore to aft. There's enough space to walk back and forth ahead of the splash well. Aft to starboard, there's another 4-step boarding ladder, and just ahead, the battery is in easy reach beneath the hinged hatch. The hatch for the portside compartment locks, and notice the fuel fill. It's positioned on the same side as the driver of a tow vehicle to make it easier to pull into a land-based gas station. The Tahoe 1950 has the performance, passenger capacity, and versatility that an active family is looking for. Her open layout lends itself to a day on the water, and she's just plain fun to drive.
That wraps up our look at the Tahoe 1950. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Eric Colby.